job, but I got laid off. I used to have a wife, but she said she had enough. I used to have a car, but it got repossessed. It seemed the Lord had found someone he likes to test. I've lost all the man could lose, that's why I sing the blues.
Okay. Bring that down. Make sure this is adjusted. So far, the experiment seems to be working. Yep. Okay. So far, the Moonbeam Anywhere door thing seems to be streaming. Only downfall of this right now is my Restream Unified Chat has YouTube and Twitch, but Moonbeam obviously is like not a fully launched platform, so it's not part of it yet. But we'll get there. I imagine we'll get there. Once it's launched, if it gets like, I mean, Restream will pick up basically any service. Seen and heard. Hell yeah! That's good. I have had technical issues before where I was like, I start streaming them and someone's like, we can't hear you. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so far so good. It seemed to be streaming to all three platforms at the moment. I do wish that Moonbeam was part of the unified chat, but I mean, it's still an alpha. Like, this isn't even like open beta time. Like, I think this is still technically considered like closed alpha. So whatever. But meanwhile, I'm also on the Twitch and the YouTubes and all of that. So, but I've got the chats here. You know, the beauty of not only multiple monitors, but an ultra wide monitor. So that's helpful. Yeah. But hello, people from the multiple different platforms. Like, I already got like some people on Twitch watching, YouTube. I don't think anyone on Moonbeam is watching, but once again, we have a very limited pool because it is just sort of like there to test. It is in a test environment, so that's fine. Whatever. Today, I think one of the things I want to do the most is work on ciphers and artifacts. Because honestly, for the next playtest, which will probably be one of the last playtests for Voidhome, I don't need like 100% of all of the options in the playtest. Some of the stuff I can just go through and like with people and just smooth out myself or whatnot. It'll just have like 95% of the options or whatever. So if we're missing a few foci or even don't even have like the entire cipher list or something that I want to do, as long as there's enough for the people to play with, maybe even like, depending how long I do this for, maybe even tinker with vehicles for a bit today. But I want to focus on ciphers and artifacts. I have a fair amount here. Those that have been following the project know that due to a interesting snafu with my backups, at one point I basically lost my ciphers chapter. So I've had to rebuild that. So basically from scratch. There was a few of them I had floating around in other documents I was able to save, but for the most part I had to start that over. You'd think I wouldn't have to, considering I had like a backup and like a redundant backup, but no, they all screwed up. So this is part of the reason I ended up moving over to Google Docs in like a cloud solution, because it's very unlikely Google is going to take the crap. So I have had a bit of an easier time. So we're gonna focus on ciphers for now. I was going through them a little bit this morning, and then I realized I should probably be streaming this. Like, why the hell not, right? So we'll see. I really gotta kick Ancient Albatross in the butt. He's like, I want to stream this, but I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, buddy. None of us know what we're doing. Oh, speaking of Ancient Albatross, there he is. Yeah, I got kicked in the butt. You gotta be able to like stream this shit too, yo. You can do this. You are more competent than you heard that. Okay, all right. None of us know what the fuck we're doing. Just deal with it. Just deal with it. Anywho, we got some ciphers going on here. Now, obviously, like a lot of the ciphers tend to be a little more down to earth because Voidhome, like, it's not super fantastical or anything on the player side. That being said, ciphers are still meant to be kind of overpowered. I mean, like, they're one-use abilities, and they're generally meant to be more powerful than the regular character abilities that you can use over and over again. So I'm going through. I had a habit at first of making the ciphers. I mean, it's okay to have some of them not as overpowered. You want a varying degree of them, but I had a lot of them where I'm like, this needs a boost. Because if you're using a cipher, I want the cipher to be good. I want it to feel like, yes. So we're going through, a lot of these are like, some of these I've managed to save from a really old version of Voidhome. So like they needed to be updated. Like they had specific things like certain damage types and stuff like that, which that's not a thing now. I had gotten rid of all the, like, originally we had like 6 damage types, and I was like, this would be kind of cool to make it a bit crunchier. And I'm like, you know what? Don't like this. And I just like ripped it out. So those aren't in there anymore. So some of these we're going to have to update. But we'll see. Let's go with the ones that I was tinkering with this morning, and then we'll continue on. So mag clamps, this one I just updated. I originally only had it lasting for 10 minutes per level. I'm like, I like the hour per level thing. I think 10 minutes per level is too short. I could have it last the rest of the scene, but like, what if you're out there for like multiple scenes and multiple different? I like the hour per level, so I'm going to do a timed one on this. But basically it's like mag boots type thing. So, clear out. Originally this is called antitoxin, but, I like clear out better. Renders immune to poisons or toxins, of the cipher's level or lower for 1 hour per cipher level, and ends any poison based conditions already are in your system, of that level of the ciphers. No, I can word this better. Renders you immune to poisons or toxins. We're gonna reword that. We were rewording this entirely. Okay. I think I'm gonna sort of flip this. Ends any poison, no, not capital, poison based conditions. I gotta word this right here. It's gonna sound like the cipher level only applies to one or the other, and it needs to apply to both. Ends any poison based conditions. Because that, without having to say of the cipher's level or lower. Because if I say ends any poison based conditions, and well, okay, if I do it without the comma, then I don't think it's a break in thought, right? So ends any poison based conditions and renders you immune to poisons or toxins of the cipher's level or lower. Okay. Ends any poison-based conditions and renders you immune to poisons or toxins. I think I do need a comma here, though, of the cipher's level or lower. Does that make sense? My gosh, I feel like my English skills went away. Like they just fucking ended. I think that makes sense. Maybe I don't need a comma there, actually. Ends any poison-based conditions and renders you immune to poisons or toxins of the cipher's level or lower. By having it as a single thought without the break, then that doesn't make it confusing for the being cipher level or lower to both of them. Right? I think. I might end up having to throw this one out to, like, my helpers. in the CU be like, does this suck? It makes sense, you think? I think so. I'm gonna put a little note for myself. We'll see. When I throw the ciphers up onto the editing document, we'll see. All right. A blade of resistance, a temporary protective suit that can be enfolded and worn over your existing clothing. I don't need the fluff sentence. Neutralizes all poisons and render you immune to them for... I do like the word neutralizes. Neutralizes. I gotta specifically have the keyword for conditions though, because that's the thing. Hey, quick, how's it going? Neutralizes any poison-based conditions and render you immune. Really? Neutralizes any current poison-based conditions and renders you immune to... Toxin instead. No, it's got to be poison because we had specific wording for the poisoned conditions. I know technically poisons and toxins are two different things. Before anyone jumps on and be like, a poison and a toxin is a different thing. Yeah, I fucking know. But in an RPG, we're going to use them interchangeably. I'm just waiting for that one actually guy. I know I'm one of those actually guys. Neutres poison-based conditions and renders you immune to poisons. I can get rid of toxins of the Cypher's level or lower. Actually, I did actually someone like a couple weeks ago about octopuses being the correct plural for octopus. So go to hell if you think otherwise. Neutralizes any current poison-based conditions and renders you immune to poisons of the Cypher's level or lower. It is important that this of the Cypher's level or lower applies to both of these conditions, but both of these trigger points. That's a tricky sentence. We're gonna leave that for now, and I'm gonna ask my editing gurus, be like, how make this good? So we're gonna leave that one for now. I'm leaving that one for now. I don't know. I'm too smooth brained for that. It's like I can make an entire game, but when it comes to that individual wording, apparently too smooth brained. Okay. So it provides a resistance of I don't need a bonus of resistance. Provides resistance +4 against a number of attacks equal to the Cypher's level. Number of incoming attacks equal to the Cypher's level. Successful. Otherwise, this is going to get chewed up even though you weren't hit. Provides resistance +4 against a number of successful incoming attacks. Capital A equals to the Cypher's level. Capital C. Actually, I should be making sure we go through Cypher, capital C, because system terms are all being capitalized. Okay. Equals to the Cypher's level. Okay. This one's good. I think I'm okay with that one. Grapple can. A single-use device that can shoot a small automatic grapple claw. This is more than fluff text because it explains what it does, so I'm keeping it. One unanchored item, not capital letters. One unanchored item, your mass or smaller within long range or very long range if the Cypher level is 8 or higher. Why did I make this so high level? If I switch this to this and make this like this, then I think it would fall better in line. So a D6 plus 1 instead of a D6 plus 4. Why would I have a fucking grappling hook be a D6 plus 4? That's just beefy, especially if you're going to build it. Yeah. Okay, this is better. Actually, I might even just make it a D6. I don't even think it needs the plus 1. It's just a basic grapple can. I want people to be able to build it pretty easily. Because I do have the full crafting system in this, so. And like, this way, the minimum level for the grapple can is a 1. You can make it stupidly easy, which I'm okay if people are going to MacGyver a grapple can. I mean, they still need the schematic to do it, so. No, they won't. Yes, they will. Those ciphers. Never mind. I know my own shit. Batman's grappling hook. Yeah. Except it's like a one-use like thing. I feel like it's like visually, like in my mind, I picture this like solid can. Like, you know, like you open the can and like all the like the coiled snakes like jump out of it type thing. Almost like that. Like it's got a little like ring pull on the back of it. And just like it like pops out. It's like this one-use pressurized can thing. And the little grappling hook comes out. That's how I picture it. I'm sure other people will picture it differently. But yeah. Crafter's inspiration, ease any one task, capital T, that uses a tool that uses either high tech or low tech tools in tools during this scene. It's assumed that it's during the scene that it's used. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the effect of being used. So I don't have to state during the scene it's being used, just during this scene. Task is eased by 2 if the Cypher is level 5 or higher. I'm okay with that. The Batman comment was more to it being high leveled. Oh, yeah. That would be like a good Batman one. All right. I like that. That's pretty good. And it's likely to give you the eased by 2 because of the plus 1. So it's like, it's pretty much a 50-50 chance. I'm okay with that. Beta blockers. Manifest Cypher. You do not contribute towards any dread gains. Dread increases due to murder, causing harm, horror, or any other mental reason. How about I'm going to switch this. You do not contribute towards any dread increases due to murder, causing harm, horror. You are... I want to do this carefully because there's a couple circumstances I still want you to apply dread to. So beta blocker should only be if it's your own mental state helping to cause the dread of the group to increase, because dread is a group pool, not an individual character pool. Due to murder, causing harm, or due to emotional distress. Murder, causing harm, or emotional due to, I don't need due to here because there's already a due to. Increases due to murder, causing harm, or emotional distress. Okay, so this way, if you use a Cypher with the Dreadful tag, or you use that one Esper Vicissitude ability that allows you to basically get like free effort on your other psychic powers, but you automatically cause dread, that still happens despite the beta blocker things, because this is just going to be because of your mental state. The effect lasts until after you've completed a full rest. I'm okay with that as well. It's long lasting. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, beta blockers, I think I'm okay with. Blackout, I just changed this to be part of the detonation series because of the focus Born to Burn, because they can create and store extra detonation ciphers. So by making sure there's multiple types of detonation ciphers, the Born to Burn focus gets like a few extra toys to play with. So originally I just had this as just blackout, but yeah, now it's detonation. Basically, it's a flashbang, like grenade. Choose an immediate area within short range. Ranges. Choose an immediate. Actually, I don't need to capitalize that. Choose an immediate area within short range to become loud and smoky, causing all hearing and vision to be heavily obscured in that area for the next 10 minutes. That's bad wording. Why would it continue? I'm going to get rid of the bang part of this, actually. Become smoky, causing all vision to be heavily obscured in that area for the next 10 minutes. Trying to couple them together, it's going to make it a little more complex than I think I'd want it to be. It's just going to be a smoke grenade. And I mean, I had it named blackout, so that's fine. Choose an immediate area within short range. It becomes smoky, causing all vision to be heavily obscured for that area for the next 10 minutes. I like that a bit better. I also don't think it needs to be that high level. Lower that down by 1. Burst of adrenaline. Manifester subtle. For the rest of the scene, you do not need to roll a speed test to move a short distance and take an action, or to move a long distance. I think that wording is fine. I think I'm going to up the level just a little bit, just for crafting purposes. If it's a manifest, once again, they need the schematic to craft it because it's a cipher. Because I have it that any low level like gear or item, you don't need a schematic to craft that. It's easy shit, you can do it. But if it's a cipher or artifact, you always need the schematic regardless of level. Yeah, it's fine. You know what? I don't need to increase it. It's fine. It's fine. Backup plan. Subtle. When you use this cipher, you also designate another cipher, artifact, or ability you currently have, and a triggering condition to use it. Anytime within the next hour per level of the cipher, if that triggering event happens, the designated cipher, artifact, or ability is automatically used. I'm okay with that. Level's good. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's okay. I'm okay with that. Save. Manifest or subtle. D6 plus 2. Your edge in a particular pool is temporarily increased by 1. When you gain this cipher, roll 1d6 to determine which edge this applies to. This lasts for 1 hour or 2 hours if the cipher is level 5 or higher. And then it's might, speed, or intellect. I'm okay with that. That's pretty straightforward. That's basically like a base cipher. Spray bandage. D6 plus 1. This is when I was in the middle of tinkering with them. So these three are the same but different. So I was about to change these. So spray bandage is manifest cipher. D6 plus 1. Choose yourself or another PC within immediate distance. They can target yourself. Then I can do the target There we go. So target yourself or another PC within immediate distance. The target can make a free recovery roll, but the points must be applied to their might pool. If applied to an NPC, they regain points to their presence equal to the Cypher's level, capital C. Thank you, Windows. Yes, delete these old print jobs. Okay. And we're going to leave it as I was upping him to a +1. I like that. So we're going to do target yourself or another PC within immediate distance. So it should be the same wording. Must be target yourself or another PC within immediate distance. The target. Oh my God. I can't fucking type. It would help if I moved my coffee cup out of the way. Okay, the target can make a free recovery roll, but the points must be applied to their speed pool with the recovery drink. If applied to an NPC, they regain points to their presence equal to the Cypher's level. Basically, all of these ones are just going to like, because an NPC only has presence, but so it's super useful against your friends or your pets. And fond memory, choose yourself or a PC that can hear you. Hear you within a short. No, you know what? That can just hear you. That can just hear you. I'm gonna say that this one is gonna be a little bit higher level, just a little bit, maybe a lot of it, because this is gonna be kind of useful. Yeah, they can make a free recovery roll, but the points must be applied to their intellect pool, or be used to lower dread. If applied to an NPC, they regain points to their presence equal to, yeah. I didn't have a thing for NPCs here. You know what? Do I want this to apply to NPCs? Do I just want to get rid of this and just have it PCs only? I can always have a thing, another Cypher for helping NPCs. Not give too much utility here. And this way I can just keep it to target yourself or PC that can hear you. And then I can do the target. I'm going to redo to their intellect pool. Let's redo this. Let's reword this. The target can lower the dread as if they had spent a recovery roll, or make a free recovery roll, but the points must be applied to their intellect pool. Cool story, bro. Okay. All right. By the way, I hope I have the right thing up for Moonbeam. Like, oh no, I didn't. I have the Moonbeam, like, chat thing popped out, and it didn't show me the chat. What? Like, I popped it out. What if I pop it out again? Does it show it? So I didn't even see that I had just stopping by to say hi. We're about to do some testing. So the Moonbeam chat pop out doesn't show the chat. Not helpful. Good to know. All right. I think that's some feedback I've got to give back to Moonbeam. Yeah, I clicked the chat pop out thing and it's not showing the chat. Well, I mean, they're an open alpha. There's a lot of shit for them to have to like figure out. So no problem. Whatever. Yeah. All right. Can lower the dread, and yeah, that one is good. Killer. Manifest or subtle. For the next hour, you can apply 1 free level of effort to any attack, defense, or initiative task without spending points from a pool. The free level of effort provided by this cipher does not count towards the maximum amount of effort you can normally apply to one task. The user can do this a number of times equal to the level of the cipher. Okay, I feel like it's a bit like I can cut a little bit here. Instead of for the next hour, for the rest of the scene, you can apply 1 free level of effort to any attack, defense, or initiative task. I shouldn't have to put without spending points from a pool. It's free. That's why it says free. So, for the rest of the scene, you can apply 1 free level of effort to any attack, defense, or initiative task. The free level of effort provided by this cipher, I can get rid of the free level of effort provided by this cipher with just it. It does not count towards the maximum amount of effort you can normally apply to one task. The user can do this a number of times equal to the level of the cipher. I kind of want this to make this a subtle. I'll keep it as a +1. I'm good with that. Okay. Crimson Drug. This is where we're running across our first dreadful cipher. So it's a maneuver, and it should be a manifest. Okay, so it's Dreadful 2, Manifest. I originally had it as a maneuver. I got rid of that ability, though. Okay. Crimson Drug. For the next minute, each time you successfully attack an NPC of the cipher's level or lower, you roll a second task using the same stat pool as the attack. Training in that attack still applies. If the second roll is a success, the target is immediately killed/destroyed. Well, under the effects of this cipher, you cannot stop yourself from violent conflict. If there are no foes left, you must succeed on an intellect task with the level of the cipher, capital C. Intellect task, that's not. With a difficulty equal to the level of this cipher. I gotta reword this. If there are no foes left, on each refresh, because you give the time trigger first, you must succeed on an intellect task with a difficulty equal to the level of this cipher, or you will attack friendly targets. This way we have master trigger condition when it triggers, the technical roll for mechanical interface, and then finally the effect of it. So that should be the right order. Crazy Weasel Gaming. You actually get to watch one of these live. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on like all the platforms right now. Okay. I think this is a little bit better. So it's Dreadful 2. It's just manifest now. I no longer have it as a maneuver, so it is an action to use. D6 +1 for the next minute. Each time you successfully attack an NPC of the cipher's capital C level or lower, you roll a second task using the same stat pool as the attack. Training in that attack still applies. Yeah, I will leave that. If the second roll is a success, the target is immediately killed/destroyed. While under the effects of this cipher, you cannot stop yourself from violent conflict. If there are no foes left upon each refresh, you must succeed. Okay. I should put a little bit of fluff text to remind people what it is. This rage-inducing drug makes you see nothing but red. Okay, that's good for fluff text. I don't normally put a lot of fluff text in a lot of these, but for these ones, just to remind you, like, hey, this is like crazy drug. All right, and then it's got dreadful too, so when you use it, the dread score goes up by 2 because everyone's like, what the fuck is he doing? Dark Star. This is dreadful 5. This is a big fucking deal. If you use this cipher, it's got the Esotech, so it's made from like weird alien shit, and it's a manifest cipher, so you can make it. It's a D6 plus 4, so it's not easy to make. Not gonna be easy to make, but made from an unknown alien material. It's one of the most potent, more potent, but also deadly drugs in the market. If you use Dark Star, I don't need to put if you use Dark Star. Upon use, you temporarily gain 3 extra edge to your might, speed, and intellect stats for the rest of the scene. I mean, that's a free level of effort on everything, or just making a lot of abilities like really free. Like that's 3 edge, especially when I kind of like lowered some things in Voidhome. 3 edge is a big fucking deal, but Dreadful 5 means the GM just got 5 dread points to play with. So, the GM's like, yes, sure, make your life easier. You just made my life easier. Just to remind people, dread has 2 main uses. The GM can use a dread sway, which is basically like GM intrusion, like super powered group GM intrusion mixed with the poor choices optional rule where the GM can just make everyone do stupid shit. If they have a certain amount of dread, they can do this, or they can, GM can also bleed off into individual points of dread, almost to act like effort on the GM's part. So dread is a useful pool for the GM. The GM basically gets their own pool this way. So by giving the GM 5 dread when you're using this, yes, you're getting a crazy benefit out of it, but you're helping the GM as well. Nice little balanced thing. I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. Self-preservation, subtle. Okay. D6 plus 4. I don't know if it needs to be... For the next day, you have an asset, capital, that's a system term, to defense speed tasks and any tasks to notice danger. And any sense tasks to notice danger. No, I'm going to get rid of that because technically you could notice danger with a social task. Dread reminds you of the Star Wars light side, dark side dice. I dabbled in some of the Star Wars systems. I think the one that we played the longest actually was Sagas, which didn't have that mechanic. I'm assuming are you talking about the original D6 system? Did they have the light side, dark side dice? Because I'd only like tinkered with that like once. And I never actually played any of the newest stuff. I think Sagas was like the last any Star Wars something that I played that was officially Star Wars, at least. I'm pretty good with this. That's good. Disarm, subtle. Oh, and this is, you notice danger. I mean, the level doesn't really matter, but I feel like that's high. Disarm. Choose an NPC target with an immediate range whose level is lower than the Cypher, capital C. Level. Choose an NPC target with an immediate range whose level is lower than the Cypher level. They drop what they are holding. No task roll is needed to do this. Yeah, that's pretty good. The no task roll is what makes this a Cypher versus just like the action to disarm them. So, yeah. Straightforward, not like super like crazy interesting, but really useful. And you gotta have like some of those like just mechanically like decent ones in there. That's not crazy, but does the needful. Okay. We're almost getting to the point where we're getting to ones I haven't started tinkering with yet, in which some of these are going to need some major fucking updating because these are from like version 0.1 of Voidhome. So, because once again, after that snafu with the backup and me losing my entire Cyphers chapter, Fantasy Flight, I think it's based on Fate. Oh, really? There was a Fate version? I didn't know that. Interesting. Don't you die on me. Didn't I have an ability with that name? Okay, maybe not. All right, level 10 subtle Cypher. Make a difficulty, capital system term, 5 intellect doctor task on a biological PC or NPC that has died within the last minute. If successful, you restore that creature to life. The GM can rule if the target was too badly damaged to restore this way. If it's an NPC, they now have 1 presence. Oh, you can tell this was an old one. I was still using the term health. If it's a PC, if it's a PC, I don't need the comma there. If it's a PC, they come back with 1 point in their might pool. Okay. Cool story, bro. Easy. So, I don't know if I need to make this difficulty 5. I'm thinking 4. It's closer to a 50-50 shot then. Now, 50-50 shot if you're shitty at the doctor task. If you're like playing, it's like someone with like the patches wound thing. Actually, maybe I will keep it at 5 because like if you're playing someone with the patches wound foci and you got all the aptitudes and everything, this is going to end up being like a 2 or a 3 for you, which is not a big deal. But then of course it is a big deal for anyone that doesn't know how bodies work. But they get to try and bring someone back. I'll keep it at 5. All right, I'll keep it at 5. Effort enhancer. So I have it as manifest or subtle. For the next hour, the user can apply 1 free level of effort to that should be task. That is not attack, defense, or initiative. Without spending, I can get rid of this without spending points from a pool. I don't know why I have that in there. It feels redundant. Is that from... Does normal Cypher do that? So it feels redundant. The level of effort provided by the Cypher does not count towards the maximum effort. Maximum effort a character can normally apply to 1 task, capital T. The user can do this a number of times equal to the level of the Cypher. Okay, so it's the same one as we had above, except this is for things that aren't combat-y, whereas the Crimson Drug one is for things that are combat-y. All right. Yeah, I'm for that. Wouldn't mind making a version of this that is going to be because by default a Cypher is an action to use, right? Wouldn't mind making some more booster Cyphers that would be a maneuver to use. Maneuver being the new type action type that in Voidhome. All right, emergency vac suit. I feel like this is one when someone gets a hold of it, they're not going to want to fucking let go of it. They're gonna like, I'm going to keep this one until I need it. So yeah, so manifest D6 plus 2. When activated, it applies an emergency suit that protects the user from exposure to harsh environment and atmosphere that will sustain a human safely for a day. The aura. I don't like this aura. The suit. Nope. This is left over from whatever, from the Cypher that I ripped it from. I don't like that. It does not protect against sudden flashes of temperature change, such as from heat ray. That's fine. Whatever. As the vacuum of space that will sustain it, that lasts. I can get rid of all of these words just for lasts. So you can tell I love Cypher, but they get very purple with their descriptions. Like they get a little extra wordy, I think, than they need to be. I just want to cut it down. No, I'm not saying I'm not bad at that sometimes. If Crazy Weasel's still around, he can say I'm bad at that. He's been helping me like get this shit fixed. But I do find that, especially the earlier Cypher products, I don't think they're as bad with it now, but some of the earlier Cypher products, wordy as fuck. When they were doing stuff, which isn't always a bad thing. It is a narrative game, but sometimes we just need to trim it down a little bit. So. An emergency suit that protects the user from exposure to harsh environment and atmosphere, environments and atmosphere such as the vacuum of space that lasts for a day. It does not protect against sudden flashes of temperature change, such as from a heat ray. Sudden temperature changes. From explosions, plasma, or extreme temperature changes such as from explosions, plasma, lasers, etc. All right, that ought to cover a few more bases there. All right. Next is explosive. This should just be detonation. Oh yeah, I was originally thinking of changing detonation to be explosive, but I'm gonna just keep it as detonation and then a subtype. So detonation explosive. So manifest D6 plus 2. Cypher is a small thrown explosive. This is badly worded. Is a small explosive that can be thrown up to a long distance away. And this is all rough. I'm going to go through and we're going to reword this 50 more times before it finally gets to the end book. This Cypher is a small explosive that can be thrown up to a long distance away and explodes in an immediate radius, inflicting damage equal to the Cypher's level. Impact. And then I can get rid of this because I don't have damage types anymore. All right, detonation explosive. Ba-bow! Okay. So, we go. Detonation, massive. And all organized, obviously I'm going to rename things as we go, so I'm going to organize it later alphabetically. It will be organized alphabetically. Do not worry. D6 plus 2, same as before. Cypher is a Jesus fuck. This was can be thrown a long distance. Yeah, this is I guess I didn't finish editing that one because I didn't actually do anything different than the regular explosive. So I'm gonna do this. This is a small explosive that can throw into a long distance and explodes in a short radius. I feel like being thrown a long distance away is pretty long. Like I have some like firearms that aren't doing that. And then I'll just let the massive one be thrown a bit longer because reasons. You don't want to fry yourself. Two. Three. No, I was supposed to redo this because I was going to have damage based entirely. Oh, fuck. I got to redo this. I got to redo any ones that are doing damage because I was reworking everything that everything is just considered an attack. I didn't have anything before this that was doing damage, did I? Grapple can, crafters. I don't think I did, actually. Dark Star. Emergency vac suit. No, I didn't. Okay. All right. Good. I don't have to do that much work. I got to redo this, though. I got to redo this. Can make an attack. Cypher. Cause an explosion. And the rest of this is just handled with tags. So it's going to be like impact plus for impact plus level. Range, short, area, immediate. I don't know if I should keep the tags alphabetical or not in this. I feel like the manifest one needs to come before everything else. Because you gotta see if it's manifest or subtle first, and then the rest of it is going to be area, immediate, impact plus level, range, short, and this lets you know exactly what you're doing with this. So you're making an attack. You can choose light attack or medium attack because that's how attacks work, and you get an impact bonus equal to the level of the cipher. Order of importance might help GMs. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So actually, I should probably change area. Yeah, I think order of importance for everything, not just that, is important. So it should be manifest. We get our impact bonus. Actually, you know what? No, ranges, impact applies last. So we get our manifest, range short, because that's how far away you can do it. Then you see how big of an area it affects, and then you see the impact. I think this is the order of importance for this. I should note that down. I'm just going to put this here just to make a note for myself. Ciphers. Okay. So suddenly, detonation explosive works a bit differently than regular Cypher, because everything it's just an attack, and you get to make some options there, some options. So you can make this a light attack, which makes it do a little less damage, but it eases the task. We can do a medium attack, which does a little more damage, but it doesn't ease the task. And it's going to get extra impact equal to the level of the Cypher. Awesome sauce. I like it. So detonation massive is going to be all different. So this is going to be range long, area short. I'm also going to give it the heavy tag, I think. So you can't do a light attack with this. And I'm going to do this. So this has to be a medium or heavy attack. And you're getting a slightly increased level bonus for the impact, and it's a bigger area. You know what? No, gonna lower that to the same impact. It's just gonna be a bigger area. You're already getting extra impact from being possibly a heavy attack, so it's an extra like 2 possibly. Depending if you choose medium or heavy, you're probably going to choose heavy. There's no reason to choose medium in this particular case. I'm okay with that though. And then really just make an attack with a Cypher to cause an explosion. Easy peasy. I had another flashbang in here. Oh, okay. This is different than the smoke grenade one, which was sort of a flashbang. Okay, this one's a bit... So I can have both, because the other one's now just smoke. It's not affecting hearing, whereas this one can blind and deafen. So this one is an actual flashbang. So we're keeping this. We're keeping this one, so it's manifest. D6 plus 2. Throw a small explosive up to a long distance wave that bursts in an immediate radius, blinding and deafening all within it for 1 minute. Or the rest of the scene if the Cypher, capital C, is level 4 or higher. I like until the end of scene, or until the end of the scene. I like until the end of the scene things, because it really keeps it in context for the scene that we're working in, and be like, all right, scene's over. We can reset all the stupid shit. Instead of having to track individual, be like, well, this one lasted 10 minutes and this one lasted an hour and it's only been 45 minutes, has it? And like trying to figure all that out. I like it better be like, all right, scene is over. Shit's done. Makes it a little bit easier to track and play, because tedium in tracking things sucks. I'm talking to you, Bardic Inspiration from D&D 5e. Like anyone remembers it exists. Friction Reducer. So it is manifest. Level 1d6. Spread across an area of up to 10 feet. There are 3 meters. I don't need the feet because I am only using metric. I also don't like this 3 meter square thing. This is definitely stolen from like regular Cypher system rulebook. A 3 medium is an immediate, so spread across an immediate area. I don't know why they didn't like pick a lane on that one. I'm rewording this entirely. Oh my gosh. Okay. You spread an extremely Slippery surface across. You spread an extremely slippery surface across an immediate area. Over immediate area. You spread an extremely slippery surface over an immediate area. I can get rid of it. You create an extremely slippery surface. Oops. And then we do range. Say short. Area immediate. Okay, you can type. This way it's in the tags. You don't have to have it enough description. You create a slippery surface. Cutting that word count, which I'm going to fucking need, because like I've got people like Crazy Weasel here helping me to edit part of the book, and like some of the chunky parts are not in that one, and the part they're editing is still like 77,000 words. Like the abilities section alone, we expand all of this. There's just the abilities chapter. Okay, this is so much. And that's not even in it. So like, oh, this thing, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Anywho, you create a slippery surface for you get for the rest of the scene. Move tasks in the area are hindered by 3. I use a number 3. Look how much I cut that down. You create a slippery surface for the rest of the scene. Move tasks in the area are hindered by 3. And you know that it is a short range. You can do it, and it causes an immediate area. Boom, done. Beauty of tags. I was able to cut out like 1 or 2 sentences because of just using 2 tags like this. Boom, Mitch. I should be nicer with my language if I'm streaming on Moonbeam. Gotta be cognizant of that one. Right. This should be detonation flashbang, because once again I want to give more. I want to put a lot of these. I want to give the detonation like name to a lot of them. Actually, where's Foci? Focus. Born to burn. No, is born to burn. I'm gonna look up spare boom boom. I think that's oh, and of course I just expanded all these like a freaking, see, Sid's freaking fire trucking dunce. Yeah, this is gonna be difficult for me. I gotta clean up my poo-poo language. I curse a fair amount, so this is gonna be a thing. You're gonna be nice. Spare boom boom. You're gonna have a detonation cipher that does not count towards your cipher limit when you full rest. I gotta reword that. I still have to go through the abilities chapter. It's just so long. I have to go through the abilities chapter and like do a pass, basically. Like, this is just badly worded, but basically you get an extra. You can have an extra cipher that doesn't count towards your cipher limit, but it has to be a detonation cipher. When you full rest, you can just gain a detonation cipher. So that's the reason I'm having a bunch of them named detonation. Gas bomb. Detonation. Gas bomb. It's either that. I could make a detonation tag, but I think naming them detonation would be good because it'll be easier to find in the lists. You just like scroll down to the letter D and be like, look for detonation. I think that's the better way to go. You know, temperature's not that bad out today, is it? Three explosives on spaceship sounds like a prime intrusion territory to me. Oh yeah. Oh, I actually have like a warning box for the Born to Burn one, being like, you're on tiny compressed tin cans half the time. Feel free to have fun. Same thing with guns though. Like, there's a reason that I've got a healthy amount of like swords and daggers and shit. Because guns on spaceships are often a bad idea. I actually mentioned it like several times throughout the books. Like, you've got a very thin wall between you and the death of the vacuum of space, and you want to shoot like projectile weapons. As a GM, I'd always be like, give her, bud. You have fun with that. Like, when you're on a planet or like even out in space or something, or you're on one of the world plates, okay, cool. Not a big deal. But when you're on a spaceship, let's just say guns bad. There's no automatic rules for it because, I mean, that's not the type of game we're making. But it's just like reiterated several times, like, that is a good intrusion. Good desperate strategy for an opponent, threaten to space everyone. That's actually the example I give on interruption, I believe. Or I had an example for it somewhere. Hacking, manipulate, conditions, interrupt. There it is. Action groups. Interrupt. Oh, I used to have an example here for the interrupt. Yeah, I had an example here. I'm having an example elsewhere, but basically it was like a mad marauder pulls out a grenade while on the spaceship, and this is the time you may want to use an interrupt. Like, this is a reason why sometimes you want to save your action just in case. You may not always want to use it right away. So this way you could interrupt and like slap the grenade out of their hand before they pull the pin. Because there's no initiative system in Voidhome. It's just they go, we go, they go, we go. Blah, 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 blah. So maybe on your group's turn, when you go, you can be like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm just going to save. I'm going to wait. Just going to wait. In which case you can get your turn saved, and then you can try an interrupt, which is like, that's why the initiative skill is still there, which is another level of compatibility with regular Cypher. I haven't made it obsolete. It has a use, but it doesn't actually roll at the beginning of a conflict. You use it to interrupt somebody if they're doing something you don't like. Of course, on the flip side of things, NPC can interrupt you as well. So if they have a modification to initiative, for example, which some NPCs do, that just makes them harder for you to roll against for initiative. But yeah, I still made initiative useful. Gas bomb. Yeah. I was doing this. Boop. Boop. All right. Just to make it easier for me to see so I can read through this shit. Okay. Effect. thrown a short distance, so I can a thrown bomb that explodes into gas. The cloud lingers for one. Let's change this. A number of refresh equal to the level of Cypher. Yeah. And then we can add here range short. Shit, was it a range short? What did I have before? Whatever, we're gonna fake it. Area immediate. I think it was range short. Makes sense for it to be range short. Now, range short, like these ranges apply when you're in like a normal gravity environment type thing. Obviously, if you're in a null gravity environment, ranges don't have a meaning. There's nothing to stop it. If you're in like the vacuum of space and you throw a grenade, it'll eventually get to where you threw it. All right. So I got rid of a whole sentence by just having these two tags, really. Thrown bomb that explodes into gas and lingers for a number of refresh equal to the level of the Cypher. Lasts. No sense using a different word when you can use the same one to be like a triggering effect. System language over narrative. I know I'm a little more possibly mechanically minded than the MCG guys. They're willing to describe things a little more narratively than I am, where I'm a little more strict on mechanical declarations and stuff. It's just the way I design. It's not, neither way is the right way. It's just a different way. I like the way MCG does it, where it's very narrative, very story based, makes the mechanics feel like it's part of the narrative. Mine is just, I don't know. I just design, maybe not crunchier per se, but I design thinking about things in the gamified aspect of it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm talking out of my ass. I'm just nobody. Ignore me. Thrown bomb that explodes in number of refresh equal to the level of the Cypher. Okay, good shit. Good shit. And then I had a bunch of them here. Roll a D100 to determine the effect. Includes sight while the cloud lasts. Living creatures that breathe lose their actions to choking and coughing. Why is this here? I don't need a length of time when it already had a length of time here. Wow. There's some leftovers in the Cypher system stuff. That the thing with the Cypher system is it's gone through so many back changes. Because it started as Numenera, and then they did the Strange, and then so what? They did Numenera, then the Strange, and did they make the Cypher system after the Strange, or was there another product between the Strange and the Cypher system? I forget. But like it's gone through iterations. Living creatures that breathe suffer impact equal to the Cypher's level each round. Each refresh. Corrosive gas. Everything suffers impact equal to the Cypher's level each refresh. Hallucinogenic. Living creatures that breathe lose their actions to hallucinations and visions. Effects of the gas only apply while in. Side effects only apply well within the gas. Okay. A thrown bomb that explodes into gas and lasts for a number of refresh equal to the level of the Cypher. Side effects only apply while within the gas. This way, like, I'm cutting out all of the fucking time codes and stuff they had in here, which is unneeded. Okay. I think I'm going to switch my music. Let's switch my music up. Let's do... By the way, all the music I play is, I pay for Epidemic Sound, so that all the music I play is not going to get me copyright striked or anything like that. Everything, it's a pretty good service. I'm not like sponsored by them or anything. I'm just saying it because I like it, because it's really easy. I pay them a few bucks and I have an entire library of fairly good fucking music that I can use for YouTube videos and streaming. You can even like download like individual tracks from within a song. Like if I just want the drums, I could do that, for example. So that's pretty badass. I gotta say. There we go. Oh, this is the wrong playlist. There we go. Let's up the music a little bit. You can still hear me. I've got side ducking on, side chaining. All right. Back to this. The song in your that's a custom song, because that one's like the Voidhome theme song basically. That's a custom one we got whipped up. We've gotten a lot of like custom stuff thanks to people like Zeus Legion doing that one custom intro. Oh man, I was super happy about that. Okay. All right. So living creatures that breathe. So nerve gas. Living creatures that breathe suffer speed, impact to their speed equal to the Cypher's level. So this is one of the few instances where it's not going to be an attack, because it's just this like continuous ambient thing. So we're going to do this, and we're just going to change the word to intellect. All right. Fear gas. Living creatures that breathe and think flee in a random direction in fear or are paralyzed with fear. Living creatures that breathe and think lose all memory of the last minute. Sure, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna breathe, fall asleep. Until the end of the scene, or until awoken by a violent action or extremely loud noise. I'm good with it being until the end of scene. I know it's like longer than it originally had it, but I'm okay with that. Like if you like attack them or do something stupid, like they're gonna wake up anyways. Living creatures that breathe and think. Attack the nearest. Creature and continue to do so for a number of rounds. I think I'm going to have it. So side effects only apply while within the gas and for one refresh after they leave it. This way it lasts that little bit longer, even if you leave the gas. All right, I'm okay with that. Gray Matter Overdrive. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm awkward today. I was about to swear again, but I stopped myself because I'm being a good boy. So if anyone's watching me on Moonbeam, I'm not swearing, I'm being a good boy. Like, I'm gonna refresh, make sure like no other chats have happened. Moonbeam is not coming up for me now. Oh, there we go. Still working the kinks out, I think. Oh, I like that I can very easily react to a chat. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Like, it's gonna take a while for them to smooth out the bugs and like the hiccups and stuff, but honestly, like if they can get Moonbeam to take off, the fact that it is so much more socially integrated, the fact that it is like a mixture of like Discord and Twitch and stuff like that, I think that's pretty dope. I actually think the idea is pretty good. Is it going to take off? I don't know. A lot of people are like really into like their Twitch channels, like sunk cost at this point. I'm not sure how much of a switchover they're going to get, but maybe it'll be bottle lightning. We have no idea. I think this concept's pretty dope, and so far I haven't had any hiccups now that I've like finally been accepted to stream within Moonbeam under the Anywhere door. What is this? So what it is, you can't see it yet because you didn't back it. It's still in like a closed alpha. But there's a platform that Monty Cook Games has gone in on, and like there's a bunch of them that do, called Moonbeam. It's like Twitch, except that it's got more social features to it. It's almost like a mixture of Twitch and Discord. Like for example, Monty Cook Games has their channel called The Anywhere Door, and they've whitelisted people like myself to be able to stream on it. So I'm streaming on Monty Cook Games, like basically channel within Moonbeam right now. It's I think next week or the week after they're going to be doing the open beta streaming where anyone's going to be able to view it. So it's pretty soon. I'm just doing this today to like test to see if I can stream to like every platform under the sun. So that type of thing. Didn't know the open. Yeah. So it's open beta. It's open beta. I think they said the 15th. No, not the 15th. That'd be tomorrow. It's like next week, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I don't know things. Anyways, I wanted to test it while it was still in the closed alpha. It seems to be going well. I am going to be doing, so announcement time. let's go here for a second. Announcement time. I am going to be doing some Moonbeam only streams on the semi-regular. I have a series of things that I want to do with it, including taking some IPs and going through with people and seeing like what options do we need in the Cypher system in order to duplicate a specific IP to play it. And then as we make them, I will throw them into a document that everyone will get free access to, so that as we work together every week to turn a specific IP into a playable aspect within Cypher, we'll get a growing document for it, which I think would be super cool. I've got a couple other things as well. Most of my streams, especially the development streams for things like this, are still going to be on like all of the platforms. Like I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch and stuff as well. And my current Sunday Cypher game, which has, for those that know the Cypher Unlimited crowd, that has like Alpha Dean and Charlie and stuff in it right now. I'm not sure if they're going to stick for the next one, but for the once this current Cypher game is done, which is a superheroes game, the next one I want to go back to streaming my games again, but I want to crank it up a little bit. I will stream it on Moonbeam, but I think the main focus for the live play games is going to be Twitch, because I want the integration, because I want people to be able to use points to fuck with us. I want the audience to be as much of a player in this game as the players in the GM are. The audience is going to be able to do intrusions and a bunch of like other effects and whatnot. So I think that will be fun. That is one of the things I have planned. Basically, I have a bunch of things planned for audience intrusions. It's gonna be a thing. I've done similar stuff before, but I've got an idea for it that I think ought to pump it up pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna have a couple of Moonbeam specific ones, and then a couple of ones that are just for all platforms. Why is my phone going off? Oh, package detected. We got a delivery. What did we order? Whatever. I'm not getting it right now. It'll stay until either I get it or Porch Pirates. All right. Oh, that might be our light bulbs. We ordered like 1 billion new light bulbs. Okay. Back to this. That was my side. My side thing about Moonbeam. Sorry about yawning. It's been a day. And something about like it's a warmer weather day. Something about that just puts me in like a lazy mood. I think when I'm done streaming here, I'm actually going to go to the garage for a while and start like, I've got so much cleaning and organization to do in the garage. It's a lot. It's a lot. Hey, quick. Want to come over and organize my garage? He's like, yeah, no, thanks. All right. Gray matter overdrive. Well, these are just tasks involving intelligent deduction. I'm going to get rid of involving deduction, such as playing chess, inferring a connection between clues, solving mathematical, finding a bug in computer code, so on, are eased by 2. Eased by 2 for the rest of the scene. After the Cypher stops working, the strain hinders the same task by 2 steps. Until you complete a full rest. The effects. Okay, all of the user's tests involving deduction, and then super dash for the side things, super dash going back to the sentence, are eased by 2. And I didn't write it this way. This is Money Cook Games writing it this way. They've got a decent editor. I'm assuming this is grammatically okay. If not, go yell at Money Cook Games. See, are eased by 2 for the rest of the scene. After the effects end, the strain hinders the same task by 2 until you complete a full rest. Okay. All I did so far was change the name of that one. I don't remember what the original name of that one was. Grovel and beg. So this one's another subtle. So any tasks involving asking someone for help, begging for something, or attempting to appear harmless or insignificant have 2 assets for 10 minutes per level of the Cypher. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Being assets, well, first of all, if I keep it assets, I think I'm going to lower the level of the Cypher a little. Make it a little bit easier to generate if you are attempting to generate the specific Cypher, because it lowers its minimum level so that the floor for generating it via a player sway would be easier. I'm going to do the rest of the scene. So once again, just doing this rest of the scene thing makes tracking this shit so much easier. When I go through the abilities, I'm going to have to, like, I think I'm going to adjust some of them that were like 1 minute or 10 minutes, or be like, rest of the scene, bitches. Oh, I swore again. I'm going to have a swear jar. I realize, like, they're not being like, you know, it's like gotta be like kid friendly or anything per se, but I think they would like me to say things nicer. Not like, I'm not saying like horrifying things or anything like that, but maybe swear less. I'm gonna try my best. I need a swear jar. Yeah. Heat attachment manifest. When activated, the Cypher is attached. Cypher capital. Cypher is attached to a metal melee weapon. For the next day, each time the user strikes a creature or object, user attacks. Increasing its impact by +2. Wrong, it's. When activating this Cypher, when activated, this should be a comma, shouldn't it? When activated, this Cypher is attached to a metal melee weapon, increasing its impact by 2. Easy. I just cut that in half. Okay. You know what? This Cypher affects a metal melee weapon 1 day, increasing its impact by +2. You know what? For the rest of the scene. You know what? Impact by the level of this Cypher. Hey, so you might be 1, might be 6. I like that. More for that. Do we want to rename this heat attachment? That doesn't sound very cool. Thermal coils. That sounds a bit cooler. A bit more awesome. All right. Hex. I think I'm going to rename this one. I don't think I want to use it like Hex in a sci-fi. What does it do first of all? So it's a subtle D6 + 1. Oops. When you activate the Cypher, you actually choose a... Oh, this is not... no. I can get rid of all of this. Choose a target to receive a great deal of unluck. Let's rework this. Choose a target. The next time they attempt an important task, within short range. The next time they attempt an important task. How was this? What? No, wow, this was badly written before. There, next. Choose a target within short range. Next task is hindered by 3. Let's beef this up a little bit. Enabler. Target within short range that is attempting a task. And hinder it. Choose a target within short range that is attempting a task and hinder it by 3. And this is now labeled as an enabler, which means you can use it anytime you want. I think that's better. First of all, I just cut it down to like a third of the wording that it had. And secondly, I think it made it a little bit more exciting to use because you can be like, oh, no, you didn't, and like hinder it by 3. Choose a target within short range that is attempting a task that has not yet been resolved and hinder it by 3. Okay. Good job. Good job. I had so many plans and things I was going to do today, and I don't even think I'm going to make it through my Cypher list. Hope and duct tape. Ease a repair task roll by an amount equal to the Cypher level. Repair task. Components is no component cost for this repair step. All right, ease a repair task roll by amount equal to the Cypher level. There's no component cost for this repair step. Done. Easy peasy. I like it. Yep. Hunter Seeker. Intelligent missile tracks and blah, blah, blah. I didn't like this one that much, actually. I don't think it really matches in with the Voidhome aesthetics. It's like super advanced, like homing missile thing. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. My game. I decided. Hyper awareness. Subtle. D6 plus 2. For 1 hour per Cypher level, we'll probably change that. I'm going to get rid of hyper awareness. And we're going to do motion tracking. And we're going to make this manifest and subtle. So you can choose if it's going to be manifest or subtle. We're going to get rid of the time code off the bat. We're going to do we're going to do the trigger on what it does. The user knows when any movement occurs within short range. Do I want short? I'm going to, yeah, short. And when large creatures or objects move within long range. Any movement or human-sized creatures or objects occurs within short range. Is there a way to integrate your custom abilities to the online character builder? I think there is a way to input your custom stuff. You'd have to input it though. I don't think there's a way for me to like input it and share it with you yet. That is something I'd be willing to talk to Monica Games for, being like, hey, like I'll do the data entry if like they wanted to put it in there, because like, so here's the skinny of it. Voidhome is obviously paid content, but I'm a little more open with it than something like Numenera or something like that. Obviously all of the world lore and a lot of like specifics and things like that, like how the gates work and all of that shit is copyright in the book. That's not getting shared. But hard mechanical things, the foci, the abilities, the ciphers, all of that's going on the open SRD. Like old Gus is going to be putting it in on like a separate section of the SRD for me. There's also going to be a Foundry module that I'm going to data entry all of this stuff in for you. You can just activate the module and boom, you've got all of the abilities and items and everything in there. So some of the hard mechanical stuff is going to be easy to access, even if you don't own the book. The book puts it all together for you and makes it so that like you have like the world, but some of the hard mechanical stuff is freely getting shared because I just want people to play cool shit. Cool abilities. I wonder if they need some level of categorization as they thematically seem quite different from each other. Hex is magical, hope and duct tape technical. Well, it's just these are not abilities, they're ciphers. And they're categorized as subtle or manifest. And like none of it's magical, considering this is like a sci-fi horror. So they're like subtle in this case. It happens to be subtle ciphers are like luck or mental resilience, or like they're more abstract things, whereas manifest are like physical object ciphers, because that's how ciphers work. So yeah, these are ciphers and artifacts. So they're not the actual abilities. Whereas like the abilities in the abilities section do have some different categorizations depending on your type, flavor, foci, all of that stuff. Some of them do have different tags. Like there are some that have like the dreadful tag or the esotech tag or something like that. So there are some that are already tagged with specific types basically within them. But ciphers are normally randomly generated anyways. Like they're kind of just like randomly felt. Well, that's the thing is I don't tell you what they are. Like it's just named Hex. I'm probably actually going to rename that. I'm not happy with the name, but it's up to you what this is. Is this a bit of luck? Or is this because of circumstances you created? Did you mess with their mind? That's the thing is it's not set in stone because that's the way Cypher works, right? So that's the way it's works in Voidhome as well. You give them that creative leeway. You provide the mechanics, but they provide the flavor. So it's up to the player or up to the GM on why it's doing. I just provide the what it's doing, not the why. Same thing with motion tracking. This can be manifest or subtle. So this could be someone as just having hyper awareness and like their adrenaline is pumping, or it could be like in Aliens when they has like the motion tracker on the gun and it's like beep 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 and it like keeps going. So by saying it's manifest or subtle, they get to decide what is the form of this. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so motion tracking. I probably have to redo these once again. These are from like probably a year and a half ago, so these need to be cleaned up hard. User knows when any movement for human-sized creatures or objects occur within short range, and when large creatures or objects move within larger creatures or objects move within long range. Also indicates the number and size. I believe I can trim this down. I don't need to say creatures or objects. The user knows when any movement for human-sized I don't want to put entity. What can I put instead of creatures or objects? I feel like that's bulky. I don't need to. I guess I'll keep it for now. I'll have to think on that one. When larger, or long range if larger. Entities? Yeah, I was thinking of entity. Problem is, when a lot of people think of entity, they think of just like living creatures or maybe mechanical creatures. They don't think of just objects. And what if it's like a conveyor belt and something's moving and they like the motion tracking would be triggered with that. So I'm reluctant to use entity. Played around with the idea of going ultra thematic neutral. However, feedback I tend to get was that players found the abilities, classes, etc. hard to latch onto, but I definitely see the appeal myself. Yeah, in this case, the game I'm making, I know the audience I'm generally making it for. These are people, most of the people that bought Voidhome so far are people that were already playing other Cypher system games, or at least other narrative games, like maybe Fate or like sometimes Cortex Prime or something else where it's a little bit looser and more narrative for a reason, and then those are the same style of players that are buying into this type of thing. So they're already good with it. So they know how it works. They got this. So that's who it ended up getting designed for. And then if new players get into this and want to try it out and want to try something that's more narratively loose, awesome. Give her. See, I almost swore there again, and I stopped myself. Good boy. User knows when any movement for human-sized entities occur within short range or long range. If it's larger, it also indicates the number and size of the entities. Yeah, I'm torn on that one still, but I think I'll stick with that. Come from Pathfinder 2E, 5E experience. Yeah, see, those are tactical crunchy games. Like even 5E, like a lot of 5E players don't realize this, but like 5E's like into like the moderate to upper crunchy like tactical area compared to a lot of systems. So, and of course Pathfinder way further in that spectrum. So they're expecting things to be spelled out in a very specific way. Like when I do, if I do any designing or even just hanging out with Taryn and Destructor Boy on his channel, and we're doing anything even for Vagabond, which is a bit more streamlined. But if we're like chatting about anything 5e or anything like those types of games, we are much more specific on the language that we tend to throw out or throw there, because that is expected in those style of games. It is tactical and a lot more structured. Whereas a game like this, because the players have sort of partial GM powers and ability to affect the creativity and narrative of the scene, it's a bit of a different style of game. Takes a paradigm shift from Alpha Dean. Where's Dean right now? He needs to like hop in and be like, paradigm shift. That's like his catchphrase. All right, I'm okay with motion tracker for now. I think that's okay. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like, although like Cypher is my go-to core system, whether you're playing actual Cypher, you're doing like Numenera, Old Gods of Appalachia, Magnus Archives, Mystery Flesh Pit National Park, like any of them that are based off of that core system. Although that's my go-to, I would say Fate, despite the fact that I don't really tend to play Fate. I don't play Fate. Fate taught me really good role play habits. Now, I like Fate, but there's not enough G in that RPG for me to stick with it for any length of time. It's good for one shots, but I can't stick with it for a length of time. But because of how much creative freedom the players have, as a GM, that Fate is what really helped me break out of the mindset of like the traditional like big divide between the GM and players and like D&D and stuff like that. I find like Fate really got me those good habits, so that when I started get introduced to other games that had narrative support tools like Cypher, I was able to crank that to 11 and really get comfortable with it. Yeah, no worries. I love discussion like that because it's like back and forth. And I mean, my smooth brain is also like wrong far more than I would like it to be. So I am always willing to be for people to pop in and be like, hey, have you thought about this? And I'll be like, no, I'm stupid. I haven't thought about that. All right, Infiltrator. It's Manifest. Cool. Tiny capsule launches and moves at great speed, mapping and scanning. I feel like this needs to be ESO-tech, because the technology of humanity. So for anyone that's not as familiar with Voidhome, it's like alternate timeline sci-fi, near future sci-fi type thing, sort of near future. But because of the events that happened, most technology stagnated sometime within like the 80s. Like the initial event happened in like 1970, I think I said 78, 79. And then technology just kind of grinds to a halt, except for in very specific areas like space travel and survival technology. So you still have like old CRT monitors and like very basic like switch panels, like no fancy like user interface computer systems. Like very much think of like the first Alien movie level of technology. Like that's what things look like. Even less though. It's like, what if Alien was more hard sci-fi like The Expanse? No artificial gravity, no nothing like that. So anytime I come across thing where it's like tiny capsule that can do really cool things, I'm like, that is too advanced for people to have. This is probably alien in nature. So ESO-tech. Tiny capsule, oh, am I getting a knock? Oh, maybe it was just Pickle Rick. Okay. I thought someone knocked on my door, but no, I think it's just Pickle Rick. You want a snack, buddy? No, he's not coming out. Also, for anyone wondering, Pickle Rick is my chinchilla buddy who's just hanging out over there. We should be eating his hay and not just his treats. Yeah, like this is sort of it to give you like a like this is what the cover looks like to give you that it's like that simple, dark, gritty, low technology type of vibe to it. Yeah. Yeah, similar also like OG Star Wars, just like more harder sci-fi. Now I say harder sci-fi, it's harder sci-fi in theme only, not play style. I'm not trying to create like Traveler levels of crunch here. Travelers, it's a great system in its own right, but it is a very different style of game than what Voidhome is. Travelers got that like, all right, need to calculate the Homan transfer between two interplanetary bodies. Good thing there's a chart for that. I'm not doing that. No way. I've got little side notes to give you that cool like sci-fi verbiage, but you don't have to worry about actually like mechanically doing any of that, because no, like it's nice to know that gravity, like normal 1G gravity, is 9.8 meters per second squared, but it doesn't have a mechanical thing to it. You can just call it 1G gravity. You're good. Yeah, Traveler's infamous. I own some of the Traveler books. Like it's its own thing. It's neat. It's its own thing. I don't think I have very many players I could get to actually want to play in it. And I wanted to make this is a lot lighter, faster, and easier to run in so many ways. Plus, you know, it's got the narrative tools in it, which is important for me these days. So. Anywho, moves 500 feet, so I got to get rid of that because it's metric only, so 150 meters. No space. Per level, scanning an area. Actually, I can use meters. Oops. Meters. Don't you dare try to change it to an ER. American spelling. Actually, it didn't yell at me this time. Per Cypher level, scanning the local area. We don't need to specify exactly. People forget about time dissolution due to gravity wells and traveling near light speed and stuff like that. Yeah, there's like wibbly wobbly time shenanigans that go on in Voidhome as well. That's actually part of the storyline and how things work. Considering it's kind of technically a post-apocalyptic system, because the Earth is like the game starts as the Earth is already destroyed. So. But there's some time shenanigans that means that like there's one ship full of people that have just seen the Earth being destroyed, and then everyone else in the Aura system has been there for generations, almost forgetting the Earth even existed. So you get that interesting dynamic going on. And major initiatives and it transmits this information back to the user if they have a device to receive it, or returns to the user to show what it saw. Barriers. Okay, let's see if we cut this down enough. A tiny capsule, a tiny drone that moves at great speed, mapping and scanning unknown areas. It moves 150 meters per Cypher level, scanning the low. Scanning.
I can feel you staring. Is this something that you like? And I can feel you.
I don't like using the word areas multiple times here. Tiny drone that moves at great speed, mapping and scanning unknown areas. It moves 150 meters per Cypher level, scanning.
And yes, I know you chose, but I will not put up a
Scanning around it. It identifies basic layout, creatures, major energy sources, transmits this information back to the user if they have a device to receive it, or returns to the user to show what it saw. Its movement is blocked by barriers. Okay. Cool. I almost kind of want to make an artifact version of this as well, but we'll stick with just Cypher version for now. Artifacts is another one of those like brilliant design choices that Monica Games made with the core system as well. Like, because that's one of the things in D&D you see all the time, like GMs and Pathfinder as well. GMs get a headache with. They give them this like awesome magical item or something, and then the players find some fucking I swore again. Some way to like abuse this magical item, and the GM's like, well, they have it forever. What am I going to do about it? But in this system, most artifacts have a depletion rate. So every time you use it, there's a chance it goes poof and stops working. So there's a good chance they don't have it forever. And if they get really lucky, it might only work once or twice. It's really funny. I ran a post-apocalyptic campaign not that long ago. Actually, I don't know if Ancient Albatross is around, but he was in it. And almost every single artifact I provided in that campaign, despite some of them having like only a 1 in 20 chance. I think one of them was actually a 1 or 2 chance in 100 of depleting. Every single artifact popped on the first or maybe second try. They didn't get to keep any of them. It's really funny to me. They were sad. I was happy. All right, information recall. So over, say, until the next full rest, I have specific mechanical trigger points now. User can activate the Cypher a total number of times equal to its level. Each time they can select a living creature within long range and get rid of somehow. See, when you have words like somehow in your mechanical text, it provides the reader with, or it shows the reader you have a level of uncertainty. Even though it is narratively open and they can do it how they want. If you have like, maybe it can do this or somehow it can do that. It provides uncertainty in the verbiage, I think. So if you can remove those and have a little bit more surety, even if it's narratively open, I find that's way better for mechanics. Just side thought, by the way. So each time they can select a living creature within long range and recall some knowledge about it. Level, origin, name, and possibly other facts. Wealth. Home. Come on. Location. And related information. You can definitely tell this is from, it was more catch-all use before. Yeah. What time is it? Almost 2. Well, and yeah, I didn't use a camera today because I felt shitty and I got to clean up in here a little bit. And I was like, I'm just going to use an avatar thing today. I don't feel like being on camera. So whatever. Anywho, I've been streaming for 2 hours. Not a super long stream, but like I gotta get up and stretch, and I've got some stuff. Like the temperature's like in the double digits today. I think it's like 11 degrees right now. So that's getting warm enough for me to do some stuff. So I think I've got a few things I want to do around the house. Put up some shelving, maybe start working on the garage and getting that organized for my future wood shop. All of that stuff, because I want to start making things. I got all them tools and I got to use them. Let me know if you're hosting a barbecue. Yeah, I know soon, very soon I will be hosting a barbecue. I will let you know. I'll let you know. In the meantime, I'm just going to go tinker around. All right. Thank you everyone that joined. Started getting the ciphers going on. Once I have the ciphers, honestly, once I have the ciphers and a few artifacts like put in there, even if I'm not done the chapters, I think that's going to be enough that even though we're not done the editing stage, from all the wonderful people that are helping me with the editing stage, I'm going to pump it all into the next play test, possibly one of the last play tests before we get to like finishing up a final book. So I think once I get this chapter like at least half-assed done, even though it's not edited, that's where we're going to pump out the last play test. And so people are going to get to play with that, all of the new features. Most of the foci are in. There's still a few of them I haven't finished yet. I can actually change this to show that it's partially finished. Most of them are in, but there's still a few I gotta do. But I don't even need to finish them for the last playtest, so it's not a big deal. I've got the rules for creating ad hoc opposition and stuff like that, as well as using them. I've got some examples of opposition in here, some like really small, quick ones. I got a couple of big ones, like creating a siphonophore, a Commonwealth cleaner, which is like the super marine military dudes, stuff like that. So I've got some in there. Yeah, I think the last playtest is going to be happening very soon. I keep saying that, but it is going to be very soon. So yeah. Anywho, thank you everyone that joined. Good times, and I will talk to you later.